What's up, Lions Nation? It is Victory Monday, Statman. It's Victory Monday. The Lions beat the Browns. We sent them away with a loss. I am the Soul Man. Welcome in. That is the Statman over there. That's the Statman. I got it right almost. What's up, everybody? What's up? We got comments coming in already, Statman. We got P-Dubs in the house. What's up, Perry? Who else we got? We got Steven is in the house. Says, hey, what's up, Steven? Who else? P-Dub says, go Lions. We got Dar. Says, Lions on top of the North. Yes, yes, they are.
Number one.
What First, do you guys? I just want to say that before we get into everything, you guys let me know in the comments right now if you noticed tonight that you get a crown next to your name. There's a new thing with YouTube to engage the viewers that are, engaging with us. You get points and stuff like that. It's something new. I haven't read into it a whole lot. Literally, Statman and I just realized it last 5 minutes. So let us know if you see anything like that tonight. Statman, we got a fun show tonight. We're going to talk about the game. We are going to do a new segment for you with your Statman's player of the game tonight. So looking forward to that.
And I want to let you know that Victor, longtime watcher of our show, he just messaged me. He said that his comments are still not going through. So I'm not sure why that is. We'll try to figure out something, man. I don't know why your comments aren't coming through.
Yeah, and I just spent the last 10 minutes trying to figure it out. And there's nothing set on our lives that would stop your comments from coming through.
Yeah, we took off all restrictions of chat and everything. So
Perry has a crown, and so does Dar, they said. Good job, guys. Good job. Woo, man.
I want to touch on something before we get into the Lions-Browns game. I know this is a post-game show for the Lions and Browns. But who the hell seen that Packers-Cowboys game last night? I watched it too. I watched the end of it. I didn't watch the whole thing because I can't stand either one of the teams. I obviously picked the Packers to win. You picked the Cowboys to win. And we both lost that pick there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It was just a weird game. And then they kept.
I picked the Cowboys. Yeah, so we did both lose. Damn it.
And it was a weird game. Like, I don't know. The commentators, Chris Collinsworth, kept saying Micah Parsons. Jordan Love was running away from Micah Parsons. Like on some of the highlights. I think he thought that Micah Parsons still played for the Cowboys. I don't know. But
I think he was a little mixed up. Perry says, got to be a setting on his security options through YouTube. Dar says, I'm glad I didn't after I found out it was a tie.
Yeah, it was it just didn't seem like the Packers had urgency to score at the end to win the game. It seemed like they were just kind of settling for a field goal at the end to tie it.
I really don't like the way, this is off subject, but I don't like the way that game ended. Both teams got a chance. They both went down. Well, kicked the field goal. Oh, that's it. Like, whoop, yay. Woo-hoo. Like, I get it. They could have tried to score, the goal is to score a touchdown, but I guess it's better than the old way. In my eyes, at least the other team gets a shot. But the way it ended, it was just like, oh, it's over now.
I think
Let's
the
go home.
second team, if you can't score a touchdown, the other team automatically wins. They should force the second team. If the first team kicks a field goal, they should force the second team to score a touchdown or lose regardless.
Perry says ties shouldn't be allowed in a professional setting. I agree.
Not.
I don't think that there should be a tie ever. Like, it's so lame. It's just lame, and then the game just ends. Yeah. So I tallied up our scores so far for this week, and I did not. I gotta take that off as a tie. I gotta figure that one out. Dar says, I say they play rock, paper, scissors at the 50 for tiebreaker.
Do something to break the tie. Or see which kicker can kick the longest field goal. Just keep doing it back and forth.
Like the NHL, like a sudden death shots until somebody misses or something.
Yeah, they start at the 50 and kick field goals, and then they just keep moving back until one misses.
Perry says, 8th grade football, sure, have a tie, but professional, that's crazy. Yeah, and it just kind of ended all lame. It was like, oh, we're done. So it was actually a decent ball game and just killed it at the end.
Yeah, it was not fun to watch. Sports are
Some
for
fun to
entertainment.
watch is what's scrolling on the bottom of the screen, stat man. That is our subscriber number, which has climbed up to 267 subscribers now. So hell yeah. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We appreciate you guys so much.
We're moving on up to the east side.
Moving on. That's all I know of that song.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Yeah, like I was saying, I got to refigure the tallies for this week so far because I completely forgot there was a tie. So,
So you were over there trying to cheat. That's what you were trying to do.
We're refiguring that.
We're
gonna refigure that one. So, Statman, what did you actually think of that game before we get into the numbers and stuff? Browns came into town. We whooped their butt, but did it still seem like a kind of meh game to you for the Lions?
It was definitely a defensive game both ways. I think the turnovers were the biggest factor of the winner in that game, and then obviously the special teams. See Khalif Raymond get that 63-yard punt return, 62-yard punt return for a touchdown. I mean, those are big shifts in a game's momentum. And we were left on short field on a couple of those turnovers. So you can't say that we won the game, but it definitely wasn't our offense that won that game. It was our defense and special teams.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. The offense didn't really seem to get going, and the defense definitely showed up for sure.
Well, I do have to throw out one stat here real quick. We did do a better rushing job than all the other teams previous to us against the Browns. And Jahmyr Gibbs had 91 yards rushing in that game, which was more than each team previous that played the Browns, the whole team combined in each one of those games. Jahmyr Gibbs had more rushing yards than each one of those teams throughout the entire game for the whole team. So we did pretty good. I mean, did better than I expected. What's Dar saying here?
Says, I hope JMO and Branch spend all week on the jugs.
Well, not only him, but Amik Robertson. I mean, guy had a couple, I believe, 2 picks right in his hands he dropped.
DJ Reed being out going to be rough for Terrion Arnold.
Next man up. Next
Dar
man.
says, did we go over 150 total rushing yards? 109, Dar.
109. Browns have a serious defense, and there's a reason why they're ranked number 1 in the league going into the game against us. The defense is serious. Why are you froze up?
I'm not. I'm just scrolling. Sorry.
Jeez, I
If you
thought
see my-
your screen froze, man. You were saying so still. You're just like,
I got it's because when you're on the phone screen, I don't want to hit anything I'm not supposed to. So I'm just like trying to be careful when I hit shit. Dar says, looks like I was right. I knew we wouldn't get 250 rushing yard or 150 rushing yards. I mean, yeah, and the numbers. Well, this will help. This will clear it up a little bit.
pull
Player
up the
stats.
numbers.
Player stats. Jared Goff, 16 for 27, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. He averaged 6.1 yards a carry. David Montgomery, 9 carries, 12 yards, 1.3 yards a carry, no touchdowns. Then you had for receiving, St. Brown led the way with 7 receptions for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Jameson Williams, 2 receptions, 40 yards, no touchdowns. Jameson Williams had quite a few drops as well yesterday. Sam Laporta, 3 receptions, 39 yards. And Khalif Raymond, 2 receptions, 13 yards. So that's the offense stat, man. Besides Gibbs, kind of dismal numbers all around.
Yeah, I mean, Goff didn't have a very efficient game, efficiency numbers wise. I mean, that 1 interception, I don't know what the heck he was thinking with that throw. I don't know if it's he didn't see the defender coming off of the other receiver and backing up into coverage, because he just kind of undercut that throw to Jameson Williams he was trying to attempt.
Yeah.
And Jameson Williams, like what Dar was put in the comments, he needs to hit the jugs machine, man. Ball is coming right in your hands. You can't drop it as a professional, especially making the kind of money he makes. It's
And
your
there was a
job to catch
couple of
the ball.
those where those were very catchable balls.
Every one of them.
If you're gonna be an elite or top receiver on the team, you got to bring those in. That's why Amon-Ra St. Brown is who he is, because he makes those catches. Perry says, good team win. Defense played good against 67-year-old quarterback. Special teams, really good.
Hey, remember, he's the only quarterback slower than Jared Goff in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it, that's very true fact, but he can still throw the ball. So let's do the defensive side of the ball. With tackles, we had Campbell leading the way again this week. Another great game from him with 7 tackles, 3 assists. Anzalone had 4 tackles, 2 assists. Arnold had 4 tackles with 2 assists. Brian Branch, 3 tackles, 2 assists. And Aiden Hutchinson, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Reed with 3 tackles. Sacks, Anzalone had 1. Aiden Hutchinson had 2 sacks. And then interceptions, we had Reed with 1 and Joseph with 1. And then obviously we had on special teams, we had the punt return for a touchdown. So that was awesome.
I mean, on the interception to Kirby Joseph that Kirby Joseph got, it almost looked like Flacco was just out there playing catch with him. It was like he was throwing it right to him. I was like, whoa!
The Reed catch was sick, though. That was a sick-ass catch. I like that one.
Yeah, Reed's got some hands for a defensive back.
I don't know. It's like I was in the game. I was watching the game. I'm rooting. but it just didn't. Something just didn't feel right when the offense came out, and it was bothering me so much. It was like, oof, like what's going on? Why are we so sluggish? It seemed like certain players made plays. Obviously, we won the game, but it didn't. I don't know. There's something missing for sure.
You can't say any more about Jack Campbell, man. That guy is literally taking over the spot as the leader of that defense. He's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, he is, and he's coming up on the stats every week so far. He's just been there. Take a look at the game stats presented by me. Total yards, Browns had 249. The Lions had 277. Passing yards, 170 for the Browns, 168 for the Lions, so pretty much even there. Rushing yards, the Browns had 79. Lions had 109. Lions were running 4 yards, almost 5 yards of play, and the Browns were about 4 yards of play. Tied for first downs with 16s. Penalties, Browns were 3 for 14. Or third downs, the Browns were 3 for 14. The Lions were 6 for 14. Fourth downs, 1-1 for the Browns, and the Lions 0-1 on fourth down. The Browns had 65 total plays to the Lions 56 total plays. The Browns allowed 3 sacks. The Lions did not. Penalties, 6 for 44 for the Browns and 6 for 35 for the Lions. And then 3 turnovers for the Browns. And the time possession, the Browns took that with 31 minutes, 44 seconds to the Lions 28-16. And that is your game stats. Statman, the Statman, game stats. What's sticking out to you there?
Biggest thing sticking out to me is obviously the fourth down conversion. We couldn't convert, and it was the only attempt in the entire game. It's kind of crazy for a Dan Campbell team. And then also, I mean, if you look at the passing yard, it's pretty much dead even. Rushing yards, we had slight advantage, about 30 yards. Other than that, I mean, it looks pretty even all the way down. The only thing that stands out, turnovers and sacks.
Yep, that's it. That's where it all comes down to the defense. Perry says Judkins was the only good spot for Browns. Was a great game by Lions. No sacks, just incredible against Myles Garrett. Yes. 100%. 100%. Let's take a look. Something new that I want to throw in here on the post-game show just to keep us all up to date on it. So as of week 4, the standings for the NFC North, the Lions took first place in the North with their 3-1. The Packers 2-1-1 are sitting second. Vikings 2-2 at third, and the Bears 2-2 are sitting in fourth place. That is the update for the NFC North standings.
We took our crown back.
I think on the show Wednesday on TikTok, I think we're going to take a look at the NFC conference standings and see where we are there. Something a little new to throw into that one. Dar says Judkins look more like Derrick Henry than Derrick Henry against us. Yeah.
Or more than Derrick Henry against the Chiefs. Holy cow.
Yes. So I did take a look today at Terry and Arnold, DJ Reed were both 4 sacks of the game with separate injuries. In the second half was the Browns. Reed, it looks like it was a hamstring, and Arnold a shoulder. Now, I did see just a little bit ago before we came on the air that Dan Campbell said that it looks good for DJ Reed. Like it wasn't anything too serious at all with him. So he should be good to go is what Dan Campbell was saying. And I think I sent this to you, Statman, this video. But Dan Campbell had mentioned today that McNeil is like ready for some football.
Last I heard, he was at like 92 to 94% healthy.
So
I know. From what I
shortly,
understand, it's like at end of October. That's what they're shooting for.
He says, please don't show the NFC standings. My poor Saints are bottom feeders. Perry, I was only planning on showing the top 10, so no words.
Your Saints will not be included.
No. No, that's true though. I really was only going to do the top 10. Let's get on to our new. Hey, thank you first. Thank you everybody that's in here watching us tonight. We appreciate you guys. Make sure if you're in here and you're not subscribed, to please subscribe to our channel. When we get to that 500 mark, then we can start getting some perks going for the show. So we appreciate you guys and everybody that has subscribed. If you know any Lions fans out there that are just looking to have a good time, send them our way. Also, if you want to be a part of the podcast, let us know. We'd be more than happy to talk to you and bring you on in for an episode. We're always open to bringing people in.
We created the show for the fans, for the true diehard Detroit Lions fans. So you want to hop on, you just want to shoot the shit with us, you want to talk about your team. Maybe you're a Falcons fan or a Saints fan or who knows, any other team's fan. You're a fan of any other team, you want to hop on, still talk some football, hop on. We will invite you on.
And just a reminder, this coming Wednesday, come over to TikTok because we will be live streaming from TikTok for the first time this season. It's going to be fun. Statman, myself, and the newest member of our Wednesday show, P-Dubs, Perry in the house as well, going to be there with us. We're going to give our picks for week 5, go over our week 4 results, and have some fun, talk some football. Can't wait to see you guys over there as well. Statman, it is time for your player of the game. Let's pop it up to see who Statman chose as his player of the game.
Taylor Decker.
Taylor Decker. Statman, take it away, buddy. Why Taylor Decker yesterday?
Let's see. Myles Garrett didn't get one sack on Goff. Taylor Decker was playing with a shoulder injury the entire time. Yeah, he got pancaked a couple times, but you know what? He made sure that Goff didn't get sacked. Bottom line, they did enough in that game to keep Myles Garrett off of Goff, and that's a lot to do with the injured Taylor Decker. Shoulder injuries, I don't know if you know, as an offensive line, a shoulder injury can really affect your job because you're literally using your shoulders and arms to block. And he played his heart out and kept Myles Garrett from taking Goff to the ground. So, Taylor Decker, thank you very much. You are my player of the game.
Awesome. I love that pick. I knew as soon as you said Taylor Decker, I knew exactly why you were going with that pick. And that picture on there says it all.
It's a tough task stopping Myles Garrett. Every other team that's played the Browns so far, Myles Garrett has hit the quarterback and sacked him. So for Taylor Decker with an injury to be able to keep Myles Garrett from doing that, hats off to you, man. Hats off to you.
Yeah, I like it. And that's going to be something new every post game for the Statman. He's going to let us know who he likes as his player of the game. I think Dar is going with St. Brown for his player of the game. 2 touchdowns.
I mean, that's expected out of St. Brown. He's also the first receiver to have the kind of stats he has through the first 4 games since Randy Moss, the one and only Randy Moss.
I did see that today. I was hoping you'd bring that up.
If he hasn't proven himself to be an elite, the best wide receiver in the NFL, I mean, I'd like to hear anybody's argument why he wouldn't be. I'm wearing his jersey right now. St. Brown all day. I would take him.
If I could give one shout out to a player, for me, it's going to go with Hutch. I think Hutchinson had a great game too on the defensive side of the ball. Played well. 2 sacks. Looked good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and Statman, two more questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot.
What happened with Montgomery, number 1? And number 2, defensive side of the ball. We've seen a few mistakes from Terrion Arnold again. Is that concerning you at all at this point?
I mean, it's always concerning, but like I said in the last, I'm kind of going with what Calvin Shepard said. Calvin Shepard said that he's a young guy. It's going to happen. He's still young, second year in. I think we give the guy a little bit of time. He's played pretty darn well for, I guess, his experience. Time will tell, though. Time will tell. Third year is usually when guys start shining, or toward the end of the second year. So I'd say about halfway through the season, we might see some changes there.
And then on the offensive side of the ball, Dave Montgomery, not a very good game from him. What do you think was going on in that with that?
I think the offensive coordinator, John Morton, realized that they couldn't really run up the middle and figured Jahmyr Gibbs had the better opportunity of getting those outside runs. So they're sticking with what was working. And Gibbs, with his speed, was getting a lot of good chunk plays in the run game. As you can see, he had a 6.1 per year. Was it 6.1 per carry?
Yeah, for Gibbs.
Yeah, 6.1 yards per carry. That's pretty good against the Browns. Just saying. Montgomery, he just wasn't getting his foot in the ground and getting it going, so they had to stick with the hot hand.
Dar has an interesting comment. He said, I seen a thing today that said with a winning season this year, Dan Campbell will have more winning seasons than Lions have had the previous 20 years.
Yeah. That's why I said when we hired Dan Campbell, I told everybody, we were on the show when he got hired. And I told everybody, I love this guy, and he's going to turn the thing around. A lot of people didn't believe me, but you're seeing it right now. Former players are the best coaches because they've been through it. They know what to do to win. And look at his coaching staff.
And the thing you got to think about, Dan Campbell came in, Brad Holmes came aboard, and then look, the Lions have turned this thing around, and it wasn't just a season thing. They've acquired the talent to keep this thing going. So far, it's been going great for the past few seasons. And I feel like they're set now to where they can just keep getting the right type of players year after year and keep the Lions in contention now. I don't see the Lions going back to what the past was now. I just can't see that happening.
Well, like you were saying, they get the right type of players. Dan Campbell looks for these gritty. That's why he uses the term grit a lot. You got to have grit to play for Dan Campbell. You got to be able to get your nose dirty, your hands filthy. You got to be willing to get beat up and battered and bruised and get right back up and bite a kneecap off. That's literally his mentality. And every player that Brad Holmes has drafted has fit that to the T.
Ryan Anthony says, yo, what's up? Statman, this is the Ryan that what I was telling you about earlier.
Their offense surely does suck. They need a quarterback, and I think it's about time they start Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion.
What are they gonna what do they have to lose at this point?
They have nothing to lose. You got a solid defense that can win you games. You just need a decent offense to produce some points. Joe Flacco just isn't it. You pulled him off of his couch at home watching Netflix and watching the quarterback show, watching Jared Goff and Joe Burrow. That's what he was doing at home. He wasn't planning on being a quarterback again. Send him back home, sit him on the couch, move on to Shedeur Sanders, see what he's got.
I do have to mention this real quick before we get off of here, just because I think it's a cool story, and I think it shows how well this podcast is starting to get out there for people to see. And a good example of that, a lot of you don't know, but Ryan is growing up when I was a kid living in Mason Manor, trailer park. Ryan and I were best friends. We were inseparable, everywhere together. Played Madden every day, played wrestling outside. Like you name it, we were doing it. And I lost contact with him for, I don't know, 20 plus years. I haven't spoken to him. And he happened to be scrolling and one of our YouTube videos popped up in his For You thing. And he recognized me. So now we've reconnected. I guess reconnected with an old pal from years ago. So really happy about that and excited to have him in here watching the show with us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an awesome story, and glad to see you're on here, Ryan, and watching our show. And looking forward to you being a longtime subscriber, hopefully.
Yeah, Ryan is also a huge NFL fan and a big time Lions fan too. So lots of insight from him. Glad he's in here.
Maybe we can get you on a show one night.
Ryan says Sanders is the perfect QB because he is mobile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you got, I don't want to, this isn't the Browns show, but you put him in there with the running back they have now, great combination. It's a different team. Flacco can't move. Like
two young players you can develop straight out of college, fresh. You got to give them experience. You got to let them get into the game. I mean, they literally have nothing to lose. Look at the Ravens. Ravens are the same record as them, 1-3 in their division. Bengals are same record, 1-3 in their division. You got nothing to lose.
Thank you, Ryan, for subscribing. Appreciate that, buddy. If you guys see our show out there, because I always post it afterwards, share it out there. The more we get out there, which we are slowly getting out there more and more every day, the more we get out there, the more people we can have coming in here and watching with us every day, talking Lions football. It's so fun. Statman, we're at that time of the day where it is time for your final thought, my friend.
Final thoughts. Detroit Lions defense is starting to become that defense that I was looking forward to before the season started. We had a little hiccup with Green Bay. That won't happen again. So Green Bay, you better watch out. We're coming for you.
On that note, on behalf of myself and the Statman, that's all for tonight for We Are Lions Nation podcast. Catch us this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on TikTok. Don't forget to head on over there and check us out. One Pride, everybody. Have a good night, and we will see you Wednesday.